Welcome back to the Best Start Guide. We are getting our first free champion, it looks like. First free legendary, right? There's the shaman chase where you get the shaman in the first 7 days, but she kind of sucks. I think this is the first, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first free legendary of the year, unless you went for Sun Wukong. And if that's what you did, then good for you. I guess this is the second one. We're coming off a CVC. And I'm actually just going to check quickly how we did. It looks like pretty good. So well done, everybody in the clan. You guys came together. I never doubted you. So let's see if these accessories are going to change my account much. We got a high elf ring. I'm not sure if that's going to be too helpful. We got an orc ring. Do we have an orc that we use in the arena? This is the thing. This particular artifact is good at helping you in the first round in arena, and this particular artifact is good at Scarab King. So if there are no high elves, then I guess it really doesn't help us much. I was really hoping for one for Armiger. With Armiger, he'd be like the perfect guy to use. I actually went ahead and 6-starred Armiger. Come to think of it, I didn't do this on an episode. I just went ahead and did this while I was grinding stuff out. I needed to 6-star a unit, and I 6-starred Armiger just because I figured I was using him against a lot of bosses. He ended up getting used in Spider. He ended up getting used in I guess it was that Spider tournament that I was using Armiger in. I was using him at 4-star, but then I quickly 5-starred him when I realized I'd get better damage out of it. So what I did is I gave him a amulet with crit damage on it, improving his damage somewhat, although he's still in a crit rate gauntlet. Basically, as soon as I can, I'm going to try to get crit rate on everything, more crit rate on everything. But basically, if you can get enough crit rate, then you can go for the crit damage gauntlets. One of you asked for a gearing guide. Maybe I'll do a whole episode on that, but for today, I just wanted to do a little bit of catch up on where I'm at with the account. I don't even know what day it is. I should know this. It's day 102. Damn it, I missed day 100. Would have been nice to celebrate the centennial day, but I guess we were in the throes of CVC. And news, we got a lot of news. I'm just going to mark that as red. But let's check out the new champion. I wanna see what she's all about. If you already know, then feel free to skip ahead. She is a banner lord, right? Yeah, there she is. Adelin. My Adelin. So what's she got? She's got attacks one enemy, 50% chance of transferring one debuff from this champion to the target, also a 50% chance of stealing one random buff from the target, and it books up to a 75% chance. That's a decent A1. I've seen better, like I think Pinthroy has a 100% chance of doing this, so I don't know why she only gets a 75. That seems a bit unfair. What's Pinthroy got that she hasn't got? I mean, look at her. I don't know, maybe his robes are just more regal. So we got the Healing Spirit, restores 25% of each ally's destroyed HP, then heals all allies by 25% of this champion's max HP. That's an interesting one too, because you have the restoration of destroyed HP, but she's only doing 25% of it, whereas you have somebody like Pedrig who restores all of it. I don't know, maybe it's because she's free. They feel like they can tone down her abilities a little. I mean, it's a free legendary. Can we really complain? Has a 75% chance of placing a sleep debuff on a target for one turn. Also has a 75% chance of placing 30% decreased speed and a 50% decreased attack for 2 turns. And it ignores block debuffs. That's weird. This is another thing that I've been irked by this for a while. I feel like block debuffs should block debuffs, right? Unless you're removing the block debuffs, it shouldn't be doing it. And the sheep thing, if you're a newer player, you're probably not seeing too much polymorph, but later into the game, you see so much polymorph, it's ridiculous. And it ignores block debuffs. There are a lot of other champions that already ignore block debuffs. It's a weird thing. I don't know. What do you guys think of moves that ignore block debuffs? I think it feels like it's cheating the rules that the game set up itself. So here's the passive. Allies deal 3% more damage to targets for each debuff placed on them by this champion. So she can place, I guess, up to 3 debuffs. This is a 1-target attack, though. So I guess you could gang up on 1 target. I think that's what this is for. You basically put somebody to sleep. They're going to wake up as soon as you attack them, of course. You could probably put him in a toxic set. Him, her. I'm so bad with pronouns. And there's no excuse either. It's not like there's any question as to the gender of this character. But the if you put her in a toxic set, let's say, or maybe a stun set, or maybe a provoke set, that would stick, whereas the sleep will get knocked off on the first turn. So I guess you get an extra 12% damage off that first hit if you did that, and then you could get an extra 9% for each attack after that. It'd be nice to pair her with an ally attack as well. And come to think of it, I think the ally attack might actually benefit from the sleep being present, because it all counts as one action. So she'd be an interesting one. And she's free, so we are going to get her on this account. It's not like I have to consider whether or not to go after her. So we did pull something interesting that would have maybe some good synergy with her, because ally attackers are amazing if you get them in the right comp. We got our first ally attacker, Catacomb Counselor. So he's got an ally attack with 3 random allies. So I figure I can make an arena team with him at some point, and I don't know, maybe there will be good synergy with Adelin. Maybe. I'm not sure. Did we miss anything? Increases accuracy by 60. That's about it. I like her HP. It's solid. The defense is pretty solid too. Her stuff scales off attack, which is actually pretty typical of a support. I'm not sure whether I think she's a strong support or a mid support or even a weak support. I have no idea. What do you guys think? I also haven't seen what the other content creators are saying yet. I've been kind of busy the last couple of days, so I'm not really sure what the general consensus on her powers is. Right now, she looks kind of mid, if I'm to be honest. I'm much more excited about a champion I got recently. I'm gonna gush about 2 champions right now. First, I actually want to go over this. So my Diabolist is now at 313 speed. Just blew straight past the previous record, which was 295. I got her to 313 during CVC, basically by getting a couple of good glyphs, and I got a lucky hat. I think I was still missing a good hat, so I got 16 speed on that, and I just glyphed everything. So you can see I got a +4 on this. And anyway, so she's super duper fast now. The fastest on the account is 313. I may end up transplanting all of her gear onto Estrid when we get her, just because Estrid's even faster. She's got even greater powers, but I'm not really sure. And I may still combine the two, and they may be the 2 that I run, but there's a new champion in town giving those 2 a run for their money, and it's Seeker. Seeker is completely amazing. So right now I got him in 240 speed, and I'm pretty happy with this. And I want to do a Hydra run in a little bit. First, you know what? Just to get it out of the way. Actually, let's do the sign in. I'm going to check in. It doesn't matter if we get extra energy. We already blew over anyway because of the free energy we got. I'm going to go to Clan Boss. the place where we should all start our day. This is the single best reward we can get for a day. So we got a 5-star cruel with accuracy. Not bad. Not great, not bad. I'm pretty consistently getting a 1 key on this now. This is the low end. I've seen it roll as high as 30 million. And I'm just going to go ahead and use a second one as well. So we got 2 from here. We got a 4-star and a 4-star with flat HP. Lame. I'm going to sell that. But yeah, let's take a look at Seeker quickly. Here's the thing about Seeker. I don't know how much you guys know about unkillable comps. Seasoned players are going to know a whole bunch about them. But basically, if I get any kind of unkillable champion for a clan boss, almost every comp uses Seeker because he gives himself a free turn off his Tailwind. He fills the turn meter by 30%, places increased attack on all allies for 2 turns, grants an extra turn. And because it's booked like this, it's on a 3-turn cooldown, but because it's a free turn, it's basically a 2-turn cooldown. So basically, every other turn, he does this and goes straight into this, Devour, which has a 50% chance to provoke someone. So this is a nice little bonus. You can use this in Arena to try to lock out one champion on the enemy team after getting your free increase attack. So he's pretty solid. And just think about it. What's one of the best things to have for Hydra? Provoke, right? So I have a fast champion who can now buff the entire party and then go in and use his provoke. So this is exactly how we're going to start our Hydra fight. And then here's his passive, like as if he wasn't good enough. Heals this champion by 20% HP and places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns when hit with a critical hit, which in Arena is basically all the time because people crit cap their champions. So outside of Arena, this is good. Inside of Arena, this is amazing, this passive. So this is the guy. At this point, I'm now wondering if what I want to do on this account is just hoard Void Shards until there's some kind of a boosted chance to go after Demitha. I'll show you Demitha quickly, and I'll show you why I think she's my favorite clan boss champion in the game. You've got block damage for 1 turn on a 3-turn cooldown, and if you pair her with Seeker and a nice little farmable champion, just a farmable champion from campaign, area 6. You can farm Eris. If you get them all onto a 3-to-1 comp, you basically are invincible and you can remove all your debuffs every single time the clan boss gets a turn. So this account now has Seeker. All I need is Demitha, and then I could easily just farm out Eris, and I've got an Ultra Nightmare clan boss team. It'd be pretty amazing. But that's further down the line. We need a Demitha first. There's no guarantee we'll get a Demitha. There was a guaranteed Demitha a while back. We do not have anywhere near the number of Void Shards we'd need for that anyway. But if there's ever a boosted chance for Demitha, that's probably what we're going to go for. Anyway, I'm going to head into Arena just to show you my new Arena team. It's a little bit faster, but at this point we're punching above our weight now. I'm in gold 3. That's a lot. You can see this guy's also using a Seeker. I don't know what the odds are of us actually winning. And come to think of it, this team is not actually my normal team. This is the main team that I'm running now. And come to think of it, they have Tormund the Cold, which can cause all kinds of problems. So this was actually a terrible idea. Definitely don't do what I just did. In fact, this is a good situation where you'd want to bring in Dark Elhain. Unfortunately, I still haven't built her out. She is a free champion too. She's coming this month, in fact. So this account already has her, but I guess the benefit for me personally is I can pair them. I guess she's in the vaults right now. I do plan on building her soon. Maybe I'll hold out on building her until after we're caught up on when we're supposed to have her. Maybe that'll make more sense. And then I can kind of pair them at the Faction Guardian ring if I want. Ooh, look at that. I do actually have epics that I can pair. Cool. So the more undead, and that means that we'll have the plus 10% attack, which will make her that much more ferocious. And that's why you want to fill out the Guardian ring. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go back to the arena and I get to see if there's anything even worth attacking. I think I just pushed arena a little too hard, and now we're just a little out of our depth. But I am gonna try, say, I don't know, let's try this one. At 313 speed, I don't know if we're gonna really outrun the average Arbiter, because by the time people have Arbiter, they've probably got it running at least 300 speed. Still worth a shot, I guess. We could try, what's the lowest average score here? Let's try this one. No, we didn't quite get it. You know, it would probably have been better if I'd made a point of targeting Shell of the Drakes first. But anyway, let's just go to Hydra. So, did I claim my Hydra rewards? I think I did already. But we're going to go into Hydra, and I'm going to show you guys my my new Hydra team. Come to think of it, I think that's an auxiliary team. Master Butcher is still actually better at provoking, but I like the sheer number of buffs that that Seeker can bring. So I'm just going to run this team. I may mix it up in a little bit, and you know what? I already screwed up. Hold on, I'm going to use that free regroup. Thank goodness for free regroup, eh? So I actually want Seeker attacking this guy, the Head of Decay, because he's the one that places the Poison Cloud. The Poison Cloud is the one that basically prevents you from being able to place debuffs most of your champions. So I brought Sun Wukong to do the block buffs. This way I can stop the other Hydra heads from actually placing buffs. Unfortunately, I don't really have any good champion to put up Veils, which would help protect against these True Fears. So that's something else to look out for. When you're fighting against Hydra, there are certain key things that you want. When we get Estrid, in fact, Estrid is kind of perfect for Hydra. I don't know if I mentioned this when I was gushing about how good of a champion I thought she was. I was focused on Arena, but honestly, Hydra is another champion where you really want... Champion. Hydra is another boss, I'm sorry, where you really want speed control. So you want decreased speed to put up on all the Hydra heads. You want increased speed to put up on your team. We have a lot of increased speed champions already now. So we've got Xeno, she's putting up increased speed on everybody, and Tagore is also doing it. So it looks like we lost our Provoker. This is maybe why I should bring 2 Provokers. Come to think of it, I do have 2 Provokers. Bivold can also provoke. Bivold is that... I didn't even talk about Bivold yet. I put Bivold in a bunch of Immortal pieces. So he's got a big bonus to his HP, and he regenerates a fair amount of it every time he gets a turn. And his moves also regenerate HP, so he's pretty good at just keeping himself alive. He's pretty good at keeping the rest of the team alive, too. I'm only going to keep this run if we manage to hit 1.66 million or above. If not, I'll just run it again, but this is the only time I'm going to run it with you guys. I'm not going to make you guys watch repeated attempts. Although I might, on my next episode, share how many attempts it took to get my... I got 2 million last time on Hydra. So we got our first Mithrala fragments. I got exactly 2 of them. This run looks like it's maybe not going to make it. I don't know. As long as we got Tagore, I guess we can pick up the whole party. So you want Provokes for the Head of Decay. You want Veils for the Head of Torment. Otherwise you get tormented by these True Fears. You probably want... oh, it's the Head of Mischief this time. Sometimes you get the Head of Wrath. And the Head of Wrath is something else. He does obscene amounts of damage. He's the damaging head. When the Head of Wrath is present, your team can wipe very easily, so that's when you want increased defense for the party. You want decreased attack for the Head of Wrath. You want to provoke the Head of Decay. You want Veils for the Head of Torment. You want increased speed for your whole party. You want decreased speed for the enemy party. Then you probably want something like HP Burn to do lasting damage to the enemy party. That's something I just didn't bring. Come to think of it, I'd probably be better off if I did that. Could probably bring an HP Burn champion. I do have... I don't have any AoE HP Burn champs yet, sadly. Drexthar would be really good, because every time one of the Hydra heads hits him... Anyway, this isn't working out. So I'll just take the free regroup for now. But there are definitely ways we could improve against the Hydra team. Let's have a quick look, actually. If I go to Champions and I just go to include everybody that we've got, who do we have that's got HP Burn? We got Gorlos, we got Carlinia, and we got Ghoulish Ranger. Ghoulish Ranger, I think, is probably not going to be particularly good. So he's got this triple hitter. It's on a 5-turn cooldown. I'm not booking him. Carlinia, where's her HP Burn? Oh, it's on her A1. 40% chance of placing an HP Burn for 2 turns on her A1. And it books to a 60%. It could turn into a 65% with the right mastery. Every time an enemy under HP Burn debuff gets a turn, decreases the duration of 2 random buffs on that enemy by 1 turn. Neat! I should probably consider building her for Hydra, eh? Because she'd be good. She's got it on her A1, so she might be able to score an HP Burn almost every turn. She could score them off counter attacks as well, because it's on her A1. She could score it off an ally attack as well, because it's on her A1. So that's something to consider. Do I have anything else to go over with you guys? I don't think that I do. I probably do. I feel like I'm forgetting something. And this is why it's good to have notes, so I have a plan. Although then, if I forget to put it in my notes before the show, then I guess it doesn't matter. Altar of Souls. Anything good in here? I'll check, even though there usually isn't. Man, I wish I had a knot. This is like the best rare reviver in the game. We do have a Bellower 3rd star. I don't think it's worth going after the 3rd star, though, honestly, because his damage scales off attack. So getting a little bit of extra defense is probably not that useful. Oh, and you know what? Because I see him here. This is the best guy for protecting against those random fears on Hydra. Of course, we don't have Inquisitor Shamail, so, you know, that's just kind of a wistful throwaway thought about the game. I guess I'm going to set up some farming then. We are... Oh, in fact, you know what? I think this is the last thing I wanted to mention. So we've got 60 fragments. If you're going after Estrid, you probably should be at least 60 by now. The only ones on the table from yesterday that I didn't claim were the artifact enhancement. I ran out of time and energy. I just had to go to bed. I didn't have time to get to it, but I've still got 2 more days to do it. Lots of time for the champ training, and there is a champion Summon Rush coming up tomorrow. So you know what? I'll probably have another episode tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. Until then, thanks for stopping by. See you on the next video. Take care.